to beat such a bracket will surely be fun.
Ah, quick to bite back.
Ooh, okay, so that was the right choice. But so, what is governing the choices here? Like, what's going to help you zing these guys a little better?
There is some rules to flitting in general. So if I'm not mistaken, I'm no expert myself. I often end up failing, but it's about the nature of the flitting. So if they're talking about intelligence, you don't want to start talking about simple-minded insults, and also the pacing, so trying to rhyme. So it's a combination of just trying to keep the same pace but have a harsher response. So yeah, that's how you can figure out whether or not you have it right.
I'm impressed. You are as sharp as that axe on your belt.
Shout out to Godrich, the person in the middle there, who's just like essentially your barometer of like how well you answer. Yeah, but the total hype man, like a little cute jump in there that was like, yeah.
They can be super harsh too. Like if you don't get it, oh my god, they tell you.
It just reminds me of the that super hot fire meme where like everyone's just like, oh.
Exactly.
The thunder of shields.
Super hard.
Yes. It's good to have you with us.
To fight beside such legends is an honor. I've only heard tales of your conquests.
Hey now. We also saw there just at the end, at the completion of the fighting, that our charisma went up. Well, what exactly is charisma? Like, what does that govern?
Right, so charisma is earned mainly through flitting, and essentially what it does is that it allows to unlock certain dialogue options in a specific context. So, for example, sometimes you'd have the answer yes, the answer no, and if you were to have enough charisma, then maybe there'd be the answer of find a deal in the middle, or something a bit more diplomatic, or maybe something that might be more in your favor. So if players do a lot of flitting, which can be found in local towns, taverns, and stuff like that, they'll be able to use this charisma to their benefit in context.
Oh, awesome.
My countrymen.
So it behooves you to do all your flitting challenges.
Friend now.
Yes.
Thank your father for that. Ivan.
We have a question coming in, Jess, from Healthy Cucumber in the Twitch chat, asking about weapons and armor. Is that something we're going to, like, when we're exploring, are we finding those in, like, chests in places? Do enemies drop them in combat? What's the best way to kind of, like, expand your arsenal?
So if you stick to the main path, meaning no exploration, just quest by quest, you'll of course come across a couple weapons and a couple pieces. But the best way to get the most diverse spectrum of weapons is probably through exploration, mainly through searching for wealth. So in each territory will give you an approximate amount of, well, it's actually pretty specific, sorry. It's a specific amount of wealth that can be found, and within wealth you can either find gear, weapons, or ingots that can be used to enhance or upgrade. So that would be the best route that I'd recommend. It's also the most fun since you get to enjoy the environment. But yeah, so it's a mix of both. But mainly I would say wealth is the best way to go if you really want it.
Killed a dozen of our men in an ambush along the river trail.
Hot tips already for you folks.
Getting
ready for
tips
the
on exploration.
That is a poor description of a perfect 30-yard
So Chris, we have the two sets of siblings here, Eivor, Sigurd, Uba, and Ivar, and this is Birgir, the current king of Mercia, with his Warthane Leofric. And Leofric is sort of this formidable warrior that's like the last loyal thing to the king. And they basically approached peacefully and said, hey, like, here's your chance. He said, well, you got to come take my crown, essentially. So we are now assaulting his fortress.
Thank you for the invitation. We will happily oblige.
Yes, exactly. All right, so you're going to make us go full Viking? We'll go full Viking.
I like this, like late sunset, like burning orange, light hour. Like, it seems like an auspicious hour for battle.
Almost romantic.
You know, it really covers up some of the blood. Yeah, just it's the best time to assault.
The warm glow before, imminent death.
Yeah. Ooh. That's one of my favorite finishers. So you can see we're dual wielding here, one-handed axe in one hand and a hammer in the other. So they don't need to be like the same exact weapon type or anything, as long as they're both one-handed weapons. And yeah, the hammer just makes for brutal takedowns.
The sound too, the sound effect on the hammer. Oof, I love it.
So good. That was one of my favorite abilities there too, the harpoon throw, where you can throw the harpoon into someone and then you could throw them in a direction. And if they hit another enemy, it will chunk both of their health.
Yes. Yeah, any obstacle, ideally a person, then it would deal damage to both. But yeah, anytime you make it hit something, it's pretty critical damage for sure.
Something other than people? What do you allude?
Walls, obstacles,
Oh, okay.
boxes. Ideally not yourself, but maybe.
Well, maybe some mythical creatures.
Hey, why not?
You done it. You done it. Ooh.
Light Yongi saying block, please. I never block. All right, that's just how.
I would
If you
agree
want
for
heavy
so
block,
blocking
you want
is great.
strategic blocking gameplay, you came to the wrong place. We are, just a reminder, folks, this is pre-recorded gameplay from a work-in-progress build. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is coming out next month, November 10th. And we're just giving you a little preview look here at some more gameplay and some of the characters you're going to be able to associate with, whether you like it or not.
See what you
Just
can
kidding.
find.
Ivar's cool. I'm fine. I'm over the torture thing.
Tell him we found the throne.
We like him now.
Ivar makes a quick beeline to that throne there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Who wouldn't want to sit on a throne? I mean, look, if you roll up in a place and there's a throne, you want to sit there. Just like if you roll up to a place and there's a dog, you want to pet it.
He puts his paw on you.
This dog has such a big fuzzy neck.
So what happened there, Chris, is that we rolled up into Bergred's throne room and realized he's not there. So he's somewhere missing. We got to go find out where he could be. But before we do that, I headed back to Raventhorpe, which is our settlement.